As usual, this is going to be my day to update. I'm going to show you my build, my gear. I'm going to explain how I made it, and then I'm going to give some tips if there are people struggling with logbooks. First, tooltip DPS 482k on Vortex. This is my weapon, my helmet, pure cancer, 7000 alterations, don't ever wanna see it again. Both rings cost me around 90 kills to craft each one, so 180 kills in total to craft these two rings. I made this shield by buying a semi-crafted base, then prefixes can be changed at gold, and I still had prefixes can be changed, and I used Velkiosorb. This is how I got this shield. It was around 30 to 40 vines to craft this. This was 20, 40 vines. This, I guess it was like 5 divines, the craft and the base in total, but except for the alterations. So the alterations were like 6 divines, something like that. But it took so long to spam 7000 alterations. These are my boots. The only thing that is important, drop scorched ground. My belt. I didn't plan to make such a good pair of gloves, I just happened to make it randomly. I paid 20 kills for the base, used a few essences, got socketed gem steel, more damage over time and fire, then wild bristle matron until I got +2 AoE. My chest piece, it's bad, I was looking for a +4 but I didn't get a +4 yet, so this is all I have. Let's go over my important gems. So it's going to be Awakened Controlled level 5, 31 Creeping Frost, 31 Vortex, Awakened Control level 5, and then Empower level 4. 20 Volt Cold Snap, Awakened Elemental Focus. This needs to be level 5, but I didn't have currency to make it. Let's go over my tree. This is what it looks like. You can pause and look at it. In the name of Doriani for this corrupted soul. That's how much currency I have. Let's go over the fossil tab. This is what I have in my fossil tabs, and this is all I have in my scarab. You can pause and look at it if you want. I did not complete maps. For those of you accusing me of completing maps, I did not do them, just logbooks. Look, if I were to complete maps, I would start with a few maps here, but I don't have. The reason why I have 28 maps completed is because sometimes the trade website was down. Sometimes I needed yellow beasts and I could not find them. I could not find people selling in bulk, and sometimes I needed a harvest in my hideout. I needed cassia. This is the only reason why I have a few maps completed. Let's go over what I did. At League Start in Act 8, I just had 3 kills. I bought 1 logbook. Then I went to Tujen. The moment you complete the Tujen encounter, he will give you a free window of currency, and I got a few kills. Those kills were used to buy exotic coins. With exotic coins, I kept rerolling at Tujen. And then I kept buying logbooks. Most logbooks were bought at the price of 5 kills each, and the most exotic coins were bought at the price of 1 kills each. I did it for 2 hours, then I went to sleep. In those 2 hours I had 4 divines and some bubblegum currency, amounting to 5 divines total, but 4 divines were in my stash tab only. Bubblegum currency, another 1 divine. After waking up, I kept doing logbooks, but they were not so profitable because the exotic coin was 4 kills at that point, and the logbooks were 10 kills each. I was still making profit, but it was less. I slowly progressed into level 68 logbooks and higher. And whenever possible, I would buy a logbook with Forana on them and Phenomal plugged Arachnid to split them. This is basically all I did. Around 68 logbooks. Whenever I found one at a good price with Forana on it that was non-split, I bought it, split it. I'm going to show you my 2-gen. Right now this is all I have. I have very few lesser black site artifacts because at this point into the league I buy a bunch of blacksmith whetstones because this is almost 1-to-1. And also a bunch of good things are here, such as Orb of Scourings, Jeweler's Orb, Fusings. So at this point I'm bottlenecking on lesser black site artifacts. I never bought coins apart from at the beginning in the first few hours. After that I never bothered buying coins, I just kept killing bosses and running logbooks. I've heard people saying in the comments that they have trouble with coins and they cannot sustain them. Hopefully after watching this you will learn how to do it properly. There are two things you need to understand about logbooks if you don't want to spend money on buying exotic coins. One is going to be buying boss logbooks. This is what it looks like. Like this, you can change the area level to whatever, but you want it to be not corrupted, not split, and not mirrored. And you buy these logbooks. Ideally, you would want one that has either increased number of explosives, increased quantity of artifacts, or number of remnants, together with Vorana. You make the perfect implicits, you go split it, then you put whatever modifiers you can handle. It's much better to do lower level logbooks than to do level 83 logbooks if you cannot complete them with very dangerous modifiers. At League Start this was not an issue because level 83 logbooks were not available. Most logbooks were like 68 to 73. From doing this alone, so let's just say that you pay 1 divine for this, then you spend like 60 chaos on the split beast, and you're probably going to make around 40 exotic coins. So 40 exotic coins would be like 200 to 220 chaos, and this would be less than 220 chaos. Obviously sometimes you're going to get unlucky and you're going to lose a little bit, but in general the whole price that you pay for the logbooks, because you're going to have 2 logbooks, you're going to when you split it, you're going to have 2 logbooks. Make sure here it's checked no on split, because if the logbook is split you can no longer split it. And another thing would be when you buy logbooks, if you struggle with coins, try to go for a logbook that has increased number of explosives. So I'll put here an end, increase number of explosives on my filter. Choose whatever area level you want from here, and at least 1 or 2 of these good implicits. You look at them, you buy 2 or 3 of these logbooks because they are going to be quite rare, because not everybody is going to look for. These are not going to be quite common with increased number of explosives on these layouts with some of these implicits. Now you only need 1 from these, but I put 2 just because. So you buy 1 or 2 of them, maybe 3, and then you run them, you run your logbooks, and then you keep buying again. Ideally you'd have a live search active and no notification on. And then you just blast logbooks. I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you. This is all I have. Maybe it's just the experience, because I have lots of experience with logbooks. But I don't know what to tell you if you struggle making currency running logbooks. It worked for me many times in the past. It worked this time again.